Welcome back to Tico Time, everyone. We are so excited for today's episode. Today we have Kira Faulkner on. Kira, how are we doing today?
Oh, I'm doing so great. Thank you, Peter.
And how's life feeling at university at the moment? You're studying linguistics, right?
Yeah, it's pretty actually insane, but it's good. I'm really busy this semester, so.
Yeah. And what university were you at again?
Trinity Western?
Okay.
Yeah.
Linguistics at Trinity Western.
Yep.
All right, so we are going to kick it off today with an audience question from none other than Spizak Spence himself.
Oh.
So the first audience question from Isaac is Kira still traumatized from the drive to the inspection trip and the attack of the plague?
Am I still traumatized? The answer would be yes.
Oh, wait, I remember that now.
Have I ever
no, all
stopped
traumatized from that, Kira.
God, that was absolute heck.
Wait, does someone want to explain that story to our audience?
So for those listening that were not there for the moment, our first semester, our inspection trip to Costa de Pájaros, we were on the drive there. We're probably like an hour in. And Kira, I was in your van. I was sitting in the back of the van. Kira just throws up all over the floor in the front seat, like on the side of the highway too. So we had to pull over and get it all cleaned up.
Yeah.
And how many times did you throw up on that ride? Like 3 times or something?
Yeah, we stopped. We had to pull over 3 times.
I think the worst part of that whole thing was that there was like a convoy of 3 microbuses, and they would all pull over behind your van every time, and we just had to watch. And it was just like, oh,
it was so cooked.
It took like an extra hour to actually get to Costa. We were all just...
I know.
Except for John's bus.
John doesn't care.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
He just left.
No. Were you in 0 for the plague? Like, were you the first one to get the plague?
No, wasn't Dan? I thought Danny was the first one to get the plague.
Oh, really?
Did he bring it?
Really?
Because
I was not number 1.
Everyone thought it was like motion sickness because no one like seen this before.
No, someone definitely got the plague before Kira though.
Because I remember being like, haha, imagine if someone got it on the bus ride, and then I got it.
Really?
Yes, I
remember. Your own words.
Right. Because a bunch of people also got sick when we got to Costa too. And they were out for like the whole inspection trip. Like Janina, I think.
Oh, right.
Really? I thought
was it Janina on the inspection trip? Some people definitely got sick.
Oh yeah, actually I do remember that. Yeah.
But yeah, that was
crazy.
Tragic.
Yeah, and Isaac Birch said, because I was eating my shirt that says "Eat Fish" on the back of it.
Oh no.
Isaac Birch says every time he sees that shirt, he just thinks of me throwing up and it's saying "Eat Fish."
No.
It's so dumb.
Insane.
We'll move on to the next audience question. This one comes from Julia, who it claims here is a longtime fan and listener, and your roommate. And she asks, which Dan plus Shay song is better, Speechless or Save Me the Trouble?
Oh, wow. That is so specific.
It is. I have no idea.
Shay? I don't even know what this is.
You don't know who Dan and Shay is? They were my top artists of 2025. I don't know. That's super random. Anyways, I would say Save Me the Trouble for sure. I always belt that one in my car.
Okay.
Yeah.
What genre of music is Dan and Shay?
They're like country, but pop added.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Solid.
That is interesting.
For a second, I thought it was like one of those things from like a kid's show, like Sam plus Cat kind of vibe. I was like, what is this? I don't know. Maybe this is me. But jumping into our next one, the last question is from Daniel, and he wants to know if you remember running into Luke at the airport.
Oh yeah.
Did that happen?
Was it before Port started that you ran into Luke?
Yeah, because me and Daniel flew together.
Oh right.
And then Daniel was like, "Oh, Kira, let's go sit over here." By this, and I thought he was like choosing to sit by Luke because he looks like he has a big backpack on, you know.
Yeah.
He's like our age, but Danny wasn't even doing that, and we sat down like, right next to Luke.
That's
like,
so funny.
Going to Costa Rica?
And like the Vancouver airport is not small. Like there was a lot.
No, that's a big airport.
What was that conversation like then? Did you find out at that moment that he was?
Dude, I was like sipping on my Starbucks and I was just chilling, And then these two like young adults come and sit down. Like
Two young adults.
They're also going to port. There's no way, because I'd also been in contact a little bit with Kira and Daniel before that, and yeah, turned out they were. That's pretty funny.
That's insane. That's also the most Daniel thing to happen. It's like
Yeah.
unconsciously go somewhere next to someone.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Daniel.
that's too funny.
That is a crazy story. I always forget about that one too. Like,
Yeah. Pretty
um,
crazy.
so now we're gonna kind of transition into some testimony questions for you, Kira. So our first question is, what was life? Just talk us through what life was like before port, and what kind of led you to decide to come to port.
Good question. I think I had like this whole my life plan like figured out before I came, and I was like, I'm gonna start at Trinity right after high school and get my degree done and like all this stuff. And then I was randomly like, no, actually, I kind of want to not do that. I kind of want to like go somewhere and have like a cool experience. And I just felt like I was very led to Costa Rica because like Spanish has been such a big like thing in my life. That sounds, I don't know how to explain that. But anyways, I was like, I want to go somewhere where I can speak a language that I really want to learn and like feel really connected to, because I had been to some mission trips to Mexico and stuff. So that was kind of part of it. And yeah, and then I found the Costa Rica one and I was like, okay, I kind of just applied like as a, oh, like, let's see if I get in and maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't, because I was already accepted to Trinity in the fall. And then I got in and I was like, I have to go. So it's actually kind of crazy because before that, I would have never thought of myself as going somewhere because I had such a plan and I'm such a like stick to my plan kind of girl. So I think it's kind of cool to see that God like led me to do something completely different than what I was expecting, and it turned out great. So
Yeah, I think that's kind of the story for a lot of people coming to port. It's like we kind of have like this idea of what we want to do after high school. Some of us like we want to do something similar to like a capenry or something like a YWAM. Some of us don't, and then it just kind of God kind of ends up putting that in our path.
Yeah.
Totally. Kira, what were your first impressions of port and like the Costa Rican culture difference?
Yeah, I think my first one thing that I was worried about when I was coming, I was like, oh my goodness, like I'm gonna be surrounded by people who I don't know, like I'm never gonna get a hug again. Okay, this is like and then as soon as I got off the bus, I had like 10, 15 people, and they all came and hugged me, and I didn't even know their names. And I think for a lot of people, that was like terrifying, but I like loved that.
I remember being so terrified of that. It's like 30 new faces I have to meet in like 10 seconds.
I got there last too, so it's like you do the whole lineup like, hi, and I'm just like, I don't know how to remember everyone's
And
names.
they all go like all the names go in one ear out the other. Like I think I
Yeah.
remember like 2 names the first time I heard them.
Yeah, like you're just focused on like getting through everybody. I know.
Yeah, like get me to my room. I need to go to sleep.
Yeah, literally. Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what did I just remember I don't know if this is answering your question. Now I'm just yapping.
Yeah,
but,
no, just do say
You're
what.
good.
The first night we went and everyone wanted to jump in the lake.
That
Okay,
was
yeah.
sick.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was like, yes, I'm so down. What do you mean? So then we jumped into the lake and I got this huge bruise because I absolutely like, I don't even know, it's still a mystery how it happened. But like the biggest bruise I've ever had in my life. And it was like literally like this big on my leg. And it was like purple and red and disgusting. And it was so painful. So that was my first night at port.
Okay, hot take coming in. I actually didn't ever swim in the lake, and I'm okay with that.
You
Not
never
once?
swam in the lake?
You never?
Not once.
Maxon, come on, man.
I did 8 months there, and I'd never once swum in that pond.
Well,
I did go in it to help clean, but I don't think I ever like swam. Because every time I looked at it and considered it, I was like, tempting, but it was like too like green. I was
Maxon,
like, this looks so artificial.
The fact that I swam in that lake and you didn't is a big problem. You're like,
I was watching out for your safety because I was a lifeguard.
yeah, if I'm in there drowning, you're gonna come and pull me out.
Yeah. No,
That's
but
right.
yeah, I never swam in that pond. I was like, you know what? If I have to, I will. But I was like, I don't really feel
Not
like
even like
swimming in it.
those days after service, like the after service day when we all just like jumped in the lake.
Maybe I did jump in once, but
I swear
I
you
don't really
must
feel like
have.
I did. I
What?
went up to my knees once, but that's about it.
Good for you.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
That is.
But anyways, I remember first connecting with you because you had worked at a summer camp before you came to Port.
Yes.
And one of the things we've talked to quite a few people, well, not quite a few, but at least a couple on the podcast who have worked at camps before. And I definitely felt like Port was a lot more familiar to me going in because I had worked at a summer camp before. It's a similar experience living with people that are your age and like working alongside them for a purpose, right? And so, how did that, or how do you feel like that changed your experience at Port with like the routine and the structure of like, I don't know, just living there? Do you feel like that helped in any way?
Yeah, I think for sure because I feel like I learned a lot about myself while I was at camp and like how I work and how I need to recharge and stuff in an environment with like so many people and all of that. So I think it definitely helped. And I think it helped with in terms of like forming relationships with people too and like who I gravitate towards because when I worked at camp we had because I did the leadership programs there, so we would have like a leader that we would um have that's responsible for us that we can like go and like talk to about things that are hard and all that jazz. So I found it easier to be like, oh, when I got there, I was like, I need to find somebody who I can like be able to talk to and process through like difficult things while I'm there. So I think that I learned that kind of from my camp experience, and then bringing that to Port made it a lot easier for me to figure that out, I think, for sure. And I love routine. So I loved the
Sweet. Yeah, that makes sense. What do you think was like um your favorite part of like the Port schedule? Like when it comes down to like, I don't know, like class or like Bible study methods or the community time.
It's a good question. I actually loved Bible reading on the deck before breakfast,
Oh
which
yeah.
I'm not gonna claim that I was an OG deck girl because I wasn't. Okay, I joined like last month maybe, but in my last
That's fair.
month, that's prime time. Like I still think about that all the time. I'm like, that was prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I also liked what was the other? I liked our little. Oh no, this is very sidetracking.
No, that's fine. Yeah, you can go off the cuff.
No, I just got this memory of when we were doing our final ping pong game. No,
Yeah.
our semi-final ping pong game, and we were trying to finish it before class, but we were like, I can't even remember now. The score was like 26-25 or something
Yeah, you
insane,
were like nearly done the game and class was starting.
and we had to pause it.
It's
And
like
then the entire class, I was like sweating because I
I
was
could not
so
do that.
nervous.
Oh no.
I was like,
I
we have
just
to win, we have to win.
I just accept being late to class at that point.
Yeah, I know, but everyone was like, you have to go. So I totally sidetracked, my bad.
So, Kira, one of the most impactful things for most people, at least, from going to Port is the community and the friendships that they built over their time there. I know for me, at least, that was one of the most impactful times. Like the friends that I made along the way that obviously we're apart now, but like they'll be friends and family kind of for life. So, kind of walk us through the impact that had on you.
Yeah, I think that's like definitely the most impactful thing for me too, because I have had a lot of like friendships in my life, but they never were really that deep, like any depth to them, because I find like for myself, I'm not always a very like deep person. So I kind of need people to bring that out of me. And I think that that was something that I really experienced at Port was like these people are down to talk about the hard stuff and they're okay with that. And then they can also have so much fun. And I think that was a big thing for me. I think a lot of people pushed me to like talk about my faith more and talk about, yeah, like just all that kind of stuff. So it was cool to have people that, like friends my age that I could really depend on for like every aspect of life, which sometimes I think like my friends at home are more like, oh yeah, we just have fun together and stuff, but we don't talk about like
Yeah,
important issues and stuff. So I
for
think
sure.
that was like a big thing for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
remember like some of the second semesters in our semester, like Uncle Sam is one that comes to mind. We interviewed him the other day, and that was something we were talking about with him was like his ability to just kind of like start deep conversations on the fly, and
Yeah.
like he was always the one that would take the conversations deeper,
yeah,
Yeah.
especially those late night deck ones.
I feel like I can relate a lot to like struggling to talk about deep stuff, like before port especially. And I think I got better at it like throughout Bible school. But I'm curious whether or not you found that like talking about the deep stuff with people your own age or like staff members and stuff like that. Do you think that like grew you closer to God in some way? Like, how did that impact your relationship with Him, or was it just with the people that you were talking to?
That's a good question. Yeah, I think it definitely did because I think it definitely grew me closer with God because um it kind of helped me see my relationship with God kind of within the people around me, if that makes sense. Like it's
Mm.
like, oh, the way that I'm connecting with these people is like kind of in some way demonstration of the way that I can connect with God. And even just like the fact that he placed these people in my life to have these conversations with me, it's like that's really cool. And I think it also made me realize that like give me more confidence about talking about my faith even when I'm like unsure about something or I feel like I have a lot of questions and stuff like that, but it's like it's okay to talk about that stuff and have doubts and have like which is stuff that I haven't really noticed cuz it's always been like, "Oh yeah, like I'm a Christian and all this stuff and I believe in God," but it's like what are the things that bother you and what are the things that you struggle with within your faith? I feel like I was able to kind of figure that out more through that, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So we've been trying to introduce some segments to the podcast.
Oh, okay.
You guys may remember these from a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago. First one is hot takes. And so our first hot take is from Austin, and he claims
Austin is
Who's
just like a
Austin?
random,
I'm not I think he's someone he's a guy that I know. I think he must have entered in a hot take,
like from
but
camp or
anyways,
something.
let's not report. He says, I guess this was for Star Wars fans in brackets. The sequels are better than the first two prequels.
The first two prequels would be like the first and second in chronological order. Right?
Like
Star Wars.
the first two that were made.
The first two that were
Yeah.
made, fourth and fifth one in chronological order.
No, so
Like,
he's saying
Yeah.
that
he's saying that 4,
the
5,
sequels,
that-
which are the most recent movies, are better than the first two of like the Anakin era movies.
No. He's saying
I
that
feel like that's
4, 5, 6 is better than 1 and 2 in chronological order.
No, that would be the
Yeah.
original trilogy.
No. Prequels is like the
no,
first.
Luke, because sequels is after like the normal one, isn't it? And then prequels would be the first three.
Prequels is made after, but takes place before.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So the
But
sequels were
sequels
made to
is
take
the
place
s-
after the original ones.
oh my gosh, I feel like
Yeah, Peter's right.
and you guys do not, but it's fine.
No, I get it now.
No,
I didn't
it's
before.
okay.
So
Austin,
wait, so Austin's saying
I
that
think you have a good.
I
that like
disagree with Austin.
the new one, like The Force Awakens, and what's the other one?
I think the prequels are better than all the other ones. That's my
Not
hot
better than
my
all. I
opinion.
think the original trilogies. I gotta go with that. If
It's
we're
been a
going with
minute
that.
since I've seen any
Like,
Star
as
Wars.
in, isn't the third one like the Phantom Menace? Is that the third one? What's the
That's-
one where
yeah,
he's
I
like,
think that's the first
prequels.
one.
oh,
The third one's Revenge of the Sith.
Yes,
Oh, it
Revenge.
is, dude.
Yeah.
I haven't watched those in a hot minute.
I don't know.
What?
Never mind.
The Attack of the Clones would have been
This is
second.
confusing.
Oh,
How did
dear.
Star
I
Wars
used
get on
to-
the Tico Time?
I used to know so much about Star Wars because during COVID I had nothing else to do and I would just research it.
Dude, Maxon
But
in
then,
high
like-
school was like the biggest Star Wars nerd.
Yeah, it was bad. Oh yeah, well this guy Austin probably knows me because at camp they nicknamed like everyone had to have like a camp name, like partially for legal reasons, but partially like for fun. and they would get voted, and so they voted mine as Kenobi because I had a couple of friends there that kind of voted it on me. So
That's fire.
I used to be well versed in the Star Wars knowledge, but
I can imagine that.
it's been a minute. But yeah.
Yeah. So our next hot take is from Julia, and she says walking barefoot around port 24/7 is unsettling. She says, "I'm all for spiritual freedom, but the 24/7 barefoot thing at port is officially a step too far."
I'm with Julia on this one.
I feel like
wonder who's
she's
talking.
referencing someone specific when she's talking about this.
Wait, Kira, is she talking about you?
No, Spies
okay.
surely.
No,
Oh,
Cade,
Yeah,
dude.
that's true.
Oh, and Cade.
Cade
Yeah,
never
Cade
wore,
would
I don't
never
think
wear
Cade
shoes.
owned shoes.
I remember finding his like Air Maxes in the Lost and Found after like 3 weeks. I was like,
Well-
dude, these are nice shoes. I want to take them home.
Were those destroyed?
But
though?
yeah.
You kind of cooked.
Mm.
I feel like
No, I don't think so. But yeah.
but like walking around barefoot though was like chill. I loved it. Like you don't have to wear shoes or anything. You just walk around and go play soccer barefoot. I feel like it got to an extreme when you're like out playing soccer in like the thick mud and then you come back in for dinner and then
Slipping.
you're
I
like, you don't know
think
what to do with
the
it.
thing that I didn't like is that when you were wearing shoes, you would take off your shoes like in your room or whatever, and there would be that like kind of barrier between like dirt having to go into your room. But then the people that didn't wear shoes, there was just nothing keeping them from tracking dirt into other areas.
Maxon, I think you're like the cleanest guy I've ever met.
That was
Talking.
crazy.
This is
Maybe.
the guy that was just like writing up the schedule for sweeping and everything off and stuff like.
Okay, I cannot get over the fact that John asked this in our second semester, Kira.
Yeah.
John walks into the Salita, and he was like, "All right, guys, what's your cleaning schedule?" And all the guys just pointed at me. They're like, "He's the cleaning schedule."
Maxon does the cleaning around here.
Just
We
like
were
every
all
once
like,
in a while, I would
We
just.
don't touch a thing.
We don't really care. Max
It was so
like,
bad.
"Oh, well, I don't know." Okay, but I feel like the shoes thing, like it can go both ways because we had a guy in our second semester, Daniel Glock, who only ever wore shoes.
He never, I don't
He
think I ever
never
saw his
yeah.
dogs out.
Like
Well,
he would
I
always-
think I only ever wore shoes too.
who?
But like even to play
I didn't-
soccer, he'd be wearing his like nice white Adidas shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, mm,
Well, like
yeah.
we're playing in mud. I was like, just take your shoes off.
Yeah,
yeah, that's
think-
interesting.
it was either a personality thing or a German thing. I'm not sure, but
You just
Kira, are
want
you
the dogs caged, bro. Like
Kira? Are you pro shoe or anti shoe?
I like a good mix of both. I
A
feel like
mix of both.
you gotta
That's
let
fair.
the dogs breathe, but also
Like you're a
Can't have one of
slides
them.
or sandals kind of person.
Yeah, they have to be leashed
Yeah.
every once in a while. Yeah.
what's your opinion on socks and slides?
I love that.
I think they're
Okay.
chill. I'm wearing socks and slides right now.
I like socks and slides.
I like socks
think
and
Veronica-
Crocs.
Socks and Crocs.
That's
Yeah,
what I am.
that's fair. It has to be the right type of day, though.
No, 100%. Yeah.
I feel like
I don't know.
if it's like most of the time in the summer, I just don't wear socks. So like socks and sandals. is a
Even
little
with your
weird, but,
other
like,
shoes.
the
Oh.
time when sandals were most useful was like when I used to play basketball after practice, and you don't want to like put shoes on. You just slip your slides on. Like that's when socks and
Right.
slides is acceptable.
Yeah, that's prime. That's prime.
I feel like socks and slides is like a cloudy, dry day.
That's
Like
fair.
it's cool out, but it's not wet.
All right, guys.
I
That
respect
I
that.
think we got really fixated on the feet thing. Those are some
Yeah, I
wild.
love feet.
Make sure to send more in, guys, through our social media links. But let's move on now. Here, what are your favorite moments or like funny things that happened while you were at port?
When she
Yeah,
threw up.
funniest port memories.
Yeah, when I threw up. That's always a terrible, guys. Terrible.
Peak memory.
What was the other thing that I said? Oh, I just have like a lot of bad experiences with the lake because after I just had another memory of Danny throwing the No, I just remember cleaning the lake with Danny and it was just a tragic time with Danny. He was just a menace. Anyways, because after we played Capture the Flag that one night
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and a bunch of us jumped in the lake like fully clothed. Like I had sweatpants, a hoodie, socks,
A
like
hoodie. That's
everything.
crazy.
And when I was jumping off, my pants got caught on the side of the deck and ripped open. So
What?
No. What?
How did I never hear about this?
you didn't hear about this? So I had this big hole in my sweatpants.
That's
And I had to, like,
crazy.
run back to my room, like, holding my pants closed because they ripped it.
That's so cooked.
That's
So,
wild.
yeah.
That's crazy. I guess, yeah, jumping off of that porch was, like, kind of sketch sometimes.
No, it
Maxon, you
was.
never jumped off it.
Okay, but I observed.
Okay, bud.
While we're on the topic of funny memories, I feel like we have to talk about your laugh, Kira.
Oh,
Like,
What?
you
I know.
laughing would sometimes, like, make me die laughing because you're like, your laugh sounds like a seagull dying.
That's crazy.
The amount of letters when I was opening my letters, the amount of ones that said, "I love your seagull laugh, Kira."
I think I must have put something about your seagull laugh in my letter to you.
Oh, you definitely did. I was like, wow, that's all I remembered by it. So I see.
Okay, that's like
Funny.
me with my orange Crocs.
Yeah.
Like, I think most of my letters included something about my orange Crocs. It got to the point where I was like, I think I'm lacking a personality or something because everyone else talks about these orange Crocs.
Maxon is
literally,
known for his Crocs.
It's so funny.
yeah.
funny
Which,
hiding.
now that I think about it, someone hid them. Okay, which
Yeah,
semester to Panama
dude,
was
it
it?
was Jed. I was with Jed when he hid them second semester.
Because
He just
I
he
forget
just
if it was
took them.
first or second semester.
It
What?
was second.
Okay, yeah, because someone like threw them like 2 different places, and I forgot, like I couldn't find them. And then I remember waking up or like at 3 a.m. the morning we were to drive to Panama, and I'm like to put on my Crocs, and I'm like, wait, they're still lost. And so I had to wear my moccasins, and I had to get
You
my
wore
moccasins like
moccasins
full
to
of
Panama?
sand.
Sam, do you
What?
remember when Peter crashed out at us for the drywall prank? That's when
Yeah.
he was
Oh
beating me with
no!
a rock, and then he threw it into the
Wait,
forest.
have we fully shared the
Was
drywall story
we have talked about the drywall story?
on the pod? We have?
I swear it wasn't the drywall story though that we
No, we
did
did
the
'cause
Croc.
eye or something. But then, yeah,
It was me and someone else,
then he just threw it in the woods. I was laughing and I
My
forgot.
Crocs were abused.
and then Maxon like found them or something, and then Jed just took them and like went and hid them somewhere.
What's crazy is that my Crocs still live on because I passed them on to Kai, who was there our second semester, and apparently he gave them to one of the people going back next
Nope.
semester.
No way.
And so I'm hoping that they just keep recircling until they die.
That's
That would
so
be awesome.
fire.
But I know, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So an important question that needs answering is what was going through your head during the sock bandit prank?
Sock bandit, that was crazy.
Sock bandit, one of my proudest moments in life. Okay, guys, let me tell you.
I will say you and Dawson were about the last people on my list. I thought it was Annalise the whole time because she kept trying to figure out the case,
Yeah.
and I thought she was using like, some
She'd
sort
start
of
making
reverse
announcements at
psychology
dinner
on
all the
us.
time.
Yeah, I just remember randomly Dawson was like, Carol, I really want to do this prank. And he was like talking to me about it on the deck. And then we went back in and everyone's like, what were you talking about? And I was like, oh, like, we're trying to see if Dawson's gonna do another backflip in the dance or something like stupid like that. And I can't remember who I was talking to, but they're like, oh yeah, yeah. I'm like, oh.
Just pull the backflip card. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was
That's
just
funny.
like, I was so like, by the end of it, after like a week of it, I told Dawson, I said, we have to confess because I'm going insane. Because I lied so much, guys.
What part of the semester that was like near the end, right?
This was towards
like,
the end.
Like
second
around, like
last
just after the mission trip.
I
Yeah.
just remember everyone's socks just getting like thieved out of their washing machines. I was like, this is out of hand.
And the best one was I took Maria and Michaela's wet socks from the washer because there was nothing in the dryer, but it was like prime time, like no one was around. So I went and I stole them, put
That's
them in
crazy.
a plastic bag, and put them under the picnic table, like in front of the dorms. And then I had all of a sudden, like, I was just sitting in my room, and like my room was like the room that people would congregate in, and all of a sudden I had like 5 girls in my room talking about it. And Maria comes in, she's like, I can't believe someone would do this to me. And I was like, oh my goodness, where were they?
That's crazy. I think all the guys didn't really think about it much because we weren't really keeping track of our socks.
Yeah,
Dude,
you probably
yeah.
were.
And like people like Kate never wear socks anyways, so it's
Yeah, exactly. Like, who needs socks? But the girls were flipping out, and then Maria was so mad at me. Sorry, Maria, if you're listening, I'm still sore.
that's crazy.
But yeah, I like so many people.
You guys confessed at dinner, and then it was like the reaction was so like just awkward. It was like kind of silent. People were like kind of pissed about it. Some people thought it was funny. That's oh my god.
I don't think I never got my socks touched anyways. I kept all mine, so
Oh,
I'm
Paige.
surprised Dawson didn't target me.
Yeah, that's true. I think the funniest thing that like I can never like always figure out is no matter how close I kept track of all my clothes, one like one of my socks or like one of something like a shirt would always end up in another guy's laundry. Like no matter how hard I tried. Like I remember at the end, everyone's like throwing clothes at each other, trying to figure out whose it is at the end of the semester. And I find like half my wardrobe. I'm like, where did this stuff go? I swear people just like thieve it.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
probably.
real.
But yeah,
It's a real possibility, apparently. So.
I know. Yeah,
Definitely.
I think there were other people. There were other sock bandits out there, but they were stealing for keeps.
Yeah, yeah,
They weren't. They weren't stealing for fun.
yeah.
That's for sure.
So
But
Kira, next, why don't you just kind of we'd like to talk about the mission trip a bit. Like what was your that's kind of the thing we talk about a lot with people on the pod is their experience with the mission trip, what their ministry was, and yeah, kind of ways in which you grew from the mission trip.
hmm Yeah, I think I was in hip hop, so fire
Oh
me up.
yeah, you're like
oh, hip
the
hop.
hypest dance instructor. I
That was
definitely wrote that in your letter.
yeah, you did for sure. I remember that. No, yeah, hip hop was so hype because I was like, no way I get to dance as a ministry for the Lord. That's fire. Um, so hip hop was really fun. I liked having like a different like outlet for that. I think um it was really fun for like our group to do together. I thought it was a very like cool thing for like all of us to step out of our comfort zones and like do that for fun. I definitely think I just remember when the first time we were doing it and then like the speaker broke and we were all like, "What?"
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
remember that. Playing off like someone's phone
Yeah.
in a field.
Yurt. So, but I think a big thing like was how much I had to rely on God when we were making those volcanoes, bro. Like
Yes,
some of the volcano making was diabolical because I remember we had this thing and it was like, one more volcano. And then they were like,
dude.
psych, you have to make another one.
Literally the last day of the construction project, there's like a big group of us making volcanoes around the side of the school,
hmm
and I think we went through like 7 or 8 different volcanoes where they're like,
Yeah.
"This is the last one," and I'm
Yep.
like literally just soaked in sweat, and they're like,
No, we
"Last
were,
one," they're like, "Oh, we're gonna do another one." I'm like, "Oh no."
For
I know.
reference, a volcano is a method we made for like mixing cement to build a wall. We just put it on the ground for our audience that doesn't know what a volcano might be. We weren't actually creating volcanoes.
No,
in your mind.
we were creating volcanoes.
Yeah, I guess.
I was.
What? You're yeah, Luke had lava over there.
Yeah, get some little toy dinosaurs and put them on there too.
Yeah. Next time we
Oh,
should.
that's peak. Yeah.
Yeah, but those days were like grueling. Like that was like, and we had to stay, trying to stay positive as well. I just remember like the amount of times I was praying, I was like, God, like help me not to snap at my friends because you're at the point of just absolute exhaustion and it's like, do one more.
It
And
was
I'm like,
so hot too, like, the
it was
humidity
so
was like I was like, I don't think I've ever sweated that much.
I think the positive is that it's given me a crazy outlook on like weather though. Like now when it's like a warm day in North America or like in Canada,
Yeah,
I'm like, it could be worse.
it
it could be
could be
way worse.
so true.
My weather tolerance has gone through the roof.
Speaking of
Which
ministries
is
here,
fire.
what was your weekly ministry, and did you choose that one first?
Yeah, I was in Trono, the daycare, and I chose the what was it, the orphanage as my number one, and then the daycare was number two. Yeah, the daycare was I found it very challenging, actually. It was a lot of work. We had a lot of oh, yeah, Luke, you were in it with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had a time.
Good. It was fun though. Like
Yeah.
it was always good with the kids, but it was a lot of prep and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that was,
Fun.
like that was so huh?
Yeah. Could you communicate with the kids pretty well? Like, 'cause you know quite a bit of Spanish. I remember you were, like, leading small groups and stuff, right?
Yeah, that was, like, one of the points that was so stressful for me because I've done, like, 2 mission trips to Mexico before, and I was like and my Spanish was way worse than it was when I went, to Costa Rica, but I felt like I was, like, kinda able to communicate with people there, and then I felt such a roadblock when I was at Toronto, like, there was some weird, like
Hmm.
I felt like I couldn't do anything, like, talk to them at all. It was like this yeah, I remember I had, like, a week where I was, like, praying about it all week, and I was like, "God, like, I need a breakthrough here, like, I've been trying to communicate with the kids, but I just feel like nothing is happening." 'Cause I also had, like you need to have a level of, like, self-confidence to go in and just start speaking, like and I didn't have that. So, that was, like, part of what I was like, "Oh, man, like, I really need help with this." And I remember I had 1 week that was just a game changer, like, I was like I felt like I was understanding the kids, and I felt like I was able to respond to them well when they were, like, answering questions, so and then it went back to being really frustrating again, which was a very, like, big learning experience for me because it's like, "Oh, yeah," like, kinda had this breakthrough, and then, like, kinda back to normal, so I just yeah, that was just an interesting, like, prayer experience for me, you know, c to get, like to get it answered, but then feel like it's not sustained was
Hmm.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, for sure. So now we have a quick question from Annika, and she wants to know what was your favorite part of the wedding for Isaac Burge, like that weekend?
Oh my gosh, how can I pick my favorite part? Um, that was, like I have a few pictures on my wall now of that weekend. So far, um, we hiked the Chief, which is, like, a big mountain in British Columbia.
Okay.
And that was just super fun with the homies. What was the other thing that I always think about? Danny was there. Yeah, the road trip was lit because there was how many of us were there? 7 of us?
Yeah, Isaac, I don't know. Yeah, there's a bunch.
Yeah, we played Wizard on the ferry when we went over. That was, like, really heated. We were getting really mad. But
I'm sure Dawson got heated with that one.
yes.
That's so funny.
It was it was me, Spyzak, Anika, Danny, Jed, and
Yep.
his friend,
Okay.
Nate. And then was there
Oh, Nate, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I know
that's his
Nate.
friend that went to
and
port,
Dawson.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's fun.
it was lit. We had a good time, and they had the dance what was his name? Alejandro? And he did, like,
What?
crazy, like, he would, like, dance with all the ladies, and then
What?
all the girls, like, who had boyfriends would, like, come and, like, steal them back because they were, like, terrified of this guy. He's, like, this Latino legend. Anyways, that was
Latino
really funny.
legend. That's hilarious.
That's crazy. So next, we just wanted to talk about classes with you. Like, what was your most was the class that you felt impacted you the most at port?
Mm, that's a good question. I feel like I have really bad memory of what all the classes were.
One that one that gets mentioned a lot, and probably my favorite from the first semester is the Life of David class.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that one. Yeah, that was cool. I like the structure of going through, like, a life of somebody instead of just, you know, like, studying just, like, a book. I know it was, like, obviously the books, but I think it's cool to, like, see
Yeah.
that and see the, um, characterization in the Bible. I think that's really cool. Yeah, I forgot about that. Life of David is good. I liked, Faith and Doubt was good too.
John did that one, didn't he? Like John Poisty.
Yeah, John
Yeah.
Poisty.
Yeah, Jump Boys. Yeah, I love that class. That class was really helpful.
Yeah,
I feel
that was
like
interesting.
That was a fire class.
that was like the first time someone had kind of like addressed like doubt, like even like as a Christian. I thought that was really neat because I feel like there's a lot of concepts
Yeah.
in that class that really just actually helped me like establish my faith in different ways. I remember that being an influential class for sure.
Yeah, and to hold kind of both like faith and doubt in the same like space. That was really interesting for sure.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that class.
I think our second segment of this episode that we're bringing back is audience advice. So, Kira, if you had advice for someone about to go to Bible school in Costa Rica, what advice would you give them?
Oh, that's loaded. It's a loaded question. Okay, first thing that comes to mind.
Don't throw up in the bus.
Yeah. And if you are gonna throw up in the bus, don't eat the most amount of pasta you've ever eaten in your life before
And
that.
don't sit in the front seat so it like streams down to the back of the bus.
Wait, it was way better that I sat in the front seat, Pedro.
Yeah.
It would have been worse if I was in the back and all of you were
Actually,
around
that's true. You were close to, you should have opened the window and just like
Yes, I know.
projectile.
I was too late to opening the door. Okay, Peter. But you weren't projectile vomiting.
At least you didn't throw up on anyone. That's a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's pretty good.
That's the positive.
Oh, I was thinking FOMO, managing your FOMO is really important.
That's so true though. Like staying up late just to stop missing out on stuff.
Like tragic. That was such a Me and Annika had to like force each other to we would go to sleep at the same time because we were like, nothing fun can happen if we're both asleep.
I think like I just got to a point where I was like, I'm only gonna be here once, so I'm just gonna get as little sleep as I can to be on the deck till like midnight every night.
Yeah, which is like has its validity,
Yeah.
but it's fine.
Which semester did the tea time like nocturnal society thing
That
pull
was
up?
our second semester.
That was yours second, yeah.
That's what I got
Okay.
dragged into.
Well, I remember I'd like go out to get water at night and I'd be like, oh, there's people just living right now.
Yeah.
Like right till curfew every night.
Tea time.
We have one last audience question from Cade here. And he says, what is something that you realized at port and still affects you today? And then he says, go fish.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess what he's asking is like, what's like a long lasting takeaway that you have that like carried into your next year? Which is crazy to believe that it's been a year since we left.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild.
Yeah, I remember the day that like on my Google Photos, it was like a year ago today. And it's like me in the airport leaving. And I'm like, that's tragic.
Yeah, no, literally.
What is something that take away that there's a lot, so I'm trying to narrow my
No, for sure. Take your time.
Okay, one of my big takeaways. My family does like words of the year. So instead of like setting goals and stuff, we have like a word that we want to live by. So my word for 2025 was hospitality, which was something that I took, I think, from Port, because I felt the way the staff lived there was like just insane hospitality. It's like come in our house and hang out and just talk and use our kitchens and stuff. And even just like the other moment was the lady that hosted us in Costa, who like fed us the fish, like the fried fish.
Yeah.
That was in Costa.
And I just think about that, like we're just a bunch. We're like 34 like random young adults. And she's like, yeah, let me just cook you some bust down fish right now.
That fish was so bussin'.
So good. And I just like took like those little moments where it's like being so open to having like people in your home and stuff. And obviously I don't own a house, but like I feel like I tried to implement that in my life by like being okay with having people over and in my space and like trying to like not get so stressed out by hosting others, but just being like excited to have them and serve them in that way. So that's, I think, one of the things that I took from.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that's big. I think there's a lot of things to take away, but that's definitely a really cool one because there was a lot of ways where you could see how hospitable the staff were, and then also realizing that they've done this for so many semesters with so many different groups of people, and will keep doing that is just kind of like mind blowing to me. because it's not like you're just being hospitable with one group of people. It's like continuously changing groups of people too. And so that's definitely something to put into
Yeah, I feel
perspective.
like being a staff member at Port like kind of takes that sacrifice in a sense because you're not living as private a life as you would if you weren't there. Like I know
Yeah.
John always talks about like he lives obviously he's in a separate part of the school, but he's like he lives his life in front of all of us. So in a
Yeah.
sense, he's like a role model to all of us because we get like every part of his life pretty much.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Like just having all these students always watching you. Hey.
And before we wrap up, Kira, why don't you just give us an update on like what you're currently doing? I know you said linguistics, but like what's life looking like for you now?
Yeah, I have. So I just started another semester at Trinity. So I have so many classes. I'm taking 6 classes and a lab.
Okay.
So you could say I'm
That's
cooked.
kind of brutal.
And I just started a leadership position at Trinity, which is so I'm a commuter, so I live at home and commute to school. But we have like a space there that's called like the Collegium. So it's like the commuters' dorm. So like when we're
Okay.
because dorm people, they have like their rooms and all their spaces they get to hang out, but so that's like where the commuters get to hang out. So I like have 4 shifts a week where I host the space. So I just like
Cool.
say hi to people when they come in, and I get to play my music and
Nice.
have like rhythm. They have like rhythms, and I really want to do like a mosh, like where they come in, they just mosh. I have like an 8 a.m.
Sick.
Wednesday shift, and I
That would be
so
peak.
badly want to just play hardstyle and have people mosh at 8 a.m.
That's the way to wake some people up.
Yeah.
Good luck.
So if you guys want to pull up to Trinity 8 a.m. on a Wednesday morning. Yeah, and then I have like I'm doing like it's called Theology, Bible, and Discussion at my church, which happens on Monday nights. Where right now we're going through the book of Exodus, so that's fun.
Cool.
I'm playing volleyball with my university, like club volleyball, so I have that. And then I'm youth leading with my church as well, the grade 9 girls
Cool.
on
Yeah.
Wednesdays. And then I work on the weekends, so
What?
yeah.
Pretty busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for squeezing us into your tight schedule.
Yeah, I got you guys. Don't even fret.
Just in light of how busy your schedule is, probably time management. But anything else moving forward that you like prayer for?
Oh, that's a great question. I think definitely for my leadership position at Trinity, because it's a new thing that I'm stepping into. So prayer for just being able to create a good community there, and help new people feel like they actually can meet new people and have that community for sure would be a big thing. And yeah, just like overall stress because of school. So, yeah.
Totally.
Sure. Cool. Thank you so much for coming onto the podcast. We really love being able to talk, and it's always cool to just see, even just if nothing else, what everyone's like up to and be able to catch up and talk about some funny memories and stories. So thank you so much for coming on the pod.
Kira, thank you so much for coming onto the podcast. We really enjoyed talking to you, sharing how the Lord touched your heart while you were at Bible school, as well as how He's been working in your life recently. To all of our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember to go check out our social media accounts. I think we have one on Instagram and TikTok. So yeah, if you guys just follow those, then we often post updates about who we're having on the pod next, questions for those people, as well as other random things that Daniel does. I'm not sure. So take a look at those. And again, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day. God bless.